What is going on, everybody? Back with another video. So today I have a special guest with me, Jeffjuice. How's it going, Jeff?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Yeah, you know, hanging around, hanging out with you.
It's been a while since we had a collaboration video.
Yeah, I know. People have been asking. So I thought today, since I was visiting you, and you know, you actually have the 0454, the limited edition one. You lucky bastard.
Yeah. Well, an expensive lucky bastard.
Yeah. So. I got the 0452, so, and which I just did a review on, if you guys remembered, my previous video, so not too long ago. I thought, hey, wouldn't it be nice to do a comparison video between the 454 and the 452CF? So here we are, we have it on the table. We got the 454 on top, as you can see, and then the 452 on the bottom. So this will just be a quick comparison video, so let's get started here. So, well, first off, Jeff, let me ask you, what do you think about the action on both of these?
I mean, ZT's really been perfecting their detent, and most older knives that come out really fly out the gate. So I think that's really great on a production knife. That flipper is really nice on that. And it'll just get better once you actually open it up and clean it and put in some new grease. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I completely agree. So let's get these knives closed here, and we'll take a quick look. As you can see, Jeff's 454 is a lot smoother than my 452, but I think I'm just going to oil it. So let's just talk about the looks really quick. You can tell the patterning on the get this camera to focus in on here. The patterning on the 454 and the 452 are actually a little bit different. Because I think it's because the handles are a little bit more radius and contoured.
You can also tell if you look at the back side of that scale. I can see it because I'm looking at it from this side.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
The carbon fiber on the 452 is more like a step design, and the 454 is more like just a regular square design, I guess. I don't know, basket weave or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, sure, yeah. If we can, let's see how close I can get these in here. Let's see. Having trouble focusing on this camera. There you go. See in there, guys. Yeah. And you see it's contoured too. As you can see how much thinner the 452 is on my right hand side to the 454. It is nicely contoured. Actually, in terms of feel, I completely like the contouring of the 454 much better than the 452, only because it fills up your hand a little better. You can tell it also makes the carbon fiber pattern a little bit different because it is kind of radius, whereas this is completely flat, and it doesn't really mess with the carbon fiber pattern to it. Goes up here where it's, you know, contoured a little bit. But if you guys like a thinner carry, obviously you're going to want the 452, and of course you want a lower, deeper pocket carry, you'll probably want the 452 also, because it does have this rather blah looking clip. I was just talking to Jeff about that. Yeah. I really love the 454's clip a lot better, you know, more decorative. And of course, one of the major differences here is obviously the blade. Here over the 452, we got a nice clean looking satin finish blade. 454, we got the awesome kind of futuristic, what would say, like kind of an anime style.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, blade, composite blade. Of course, Kershaw, you know, Kai USA, Kai just being the forefront of the composite blade technology. Ever first started with the Kershaw Volt, Kershaw Volt. That's what started the whole. Yeah, that started them in the game big time. So, but if you guys like a clean blade, going to be the 452 here.
Basically the same design, right?
Yeah, well, essentially it's the same size. You can tell in my hand they're just the same size folder. You know, action is impeccable on both, and actually that's one of the last things I'm going to talk about, because realistically, if you guys haven't handled the 452 or even the 454, you're going to want to, because the action is just superb on both of them. But let's take a look at the pivots really quick here, because if you can notice here, they have some really, really nice decorative pivots on both of them here. Get my camera to focus. I'm not using my normal camera, so sorry about that. So you see it's got the little 5-spoke wheel design, and then you see a nice decorative kind of slotted, milled out slotted design on the 454. But either way, just beautiful design touches on there. There is jimping on the 452's flipper tab, where there is no jimping on the 454. There is jimping on the spine as well, and there lies the difference here, is that the 454 has really sharp jimping. You can tell that, and then where the 452 has more rounded.
I think mine was more of a quote unquote defect.
Oh, was it?
Because I've had another friend who has the 454, and his is actually this same pattern continued on.
Oh, interesting.
So mine seemed to be kind of a weird one in that it was actually pretty sharp.
Oh, interesting. Well, if that was a defect, they did a really good one, because this is a very, very good jimping right here. I mean, this is really grabbing. This is kind of useless. I mean, well, I won't say useless, but it does grab a little bit, just not as well as this nicely sharp cut one right here. You can just totally tell. It looks like teeth on the side view here on the profile as compared to my 452, where it looks more rounded. So blade kind of thins a little bit toward the tip, then it becomes thick again because of the swedge. Here's a close-up of that pocket clip. Now, the other big difference you'll notice is the fact that 452 is a frame lock versus a subframe lock on the 454. I do like the subframe lock a little bit more, I guess, but it is I don't know. I think for me it's purely aesthetics. This does look better, you know what I mean? It's just
saves a lot of weight too.
It does, definitely. You know, I mean, neither one of these actually have liners in them. They're both just you know, just a. Oh, this is just basically two pieces of a CF with a liner lock inside, or you know, subframe lock inside. But where mine actually has a full piece of TI, but still no liner on the CF side. But either way, very light knives for the size. And I mean, look at this. These are a little bit over 4-inch long blades, and they're massive. I mean, these are basically I think they're a little bit short. I think we just compared. They're a little bit shorter.
Bring it up.
Yeah, than your military. Because we all know the military is not a small knife. Let's bring these down a little bit. And thankfully, Jeff also has a cutting board, so it makes it easy to. Or cutting mat, I should say. It makes it easier to line these knives up right on the grid there.
It's almost, if not, yeah.
I think because of the curvature of the military, plus the camera's a very, very slight angle, as you guys can see. But if I just kind of see, there we go. You can still tell that the military is just a tiny bit longer, yet I think it has a slightly smaller blade. If you watch as I line these pivots up together, you'll notice the difference now that the zero tolerance does have a slightly longer blade. But they managed to pack it in a very slim, attractive package, because when you bring these up, you notice that again, as I mentioned in my 452 review video, look how much blade they managed to pack into the frame or the handle of the knife. Where you see the military is just shy of the edge of the knife there, or the edge of the handle, I mean. Now the other thing I just noticed now as we're talking is the fact that, you know, obviously the 454 has a nice kind of a backspacer. It gives a nice floating effect up here, and then a nice kind of like checkering and whatnot, whereas you just have a flow-through design with space or spacers on the. I'm sorry?
Pillars.
I mean pillars, sorry. Get my terms all mixed up. On the 452. The one thing I did complain about on my last video is the fact that you can actually touch the blade on the 452. It is, I mean, I can cut myself right now if I want to. I'm touching the blade right now. Not so on the 454. There's a spacer in the way, which is great, because if I'd feel safer with the 454 in my pocket, just because I won't be able to cut myself if I accidentally reach in there the wrong way. Okay, so let's get on to the flipping action here. Obviously, beyond compare, very fast knives, both of them are. Again, the 454, at least Jeff's one, is very, very smooth. Mine does not do that, by the way. It's just, you know, just come on, there you go. So mine doesn't do that, but very fast. You can see these knives both rock it out extremely fast. Not much of a push button type of a flipping action, more of a pull back flipping action. But very fun knives to play with, as Jeff will probably tell you. Yeah. Because all we do is sit home and just, you know, play with knives all day long. But yeah, these are just really, really nice. The one thing I did notice that the subframe lock, it's a little bit easier to disengage and engage, and it feels more smooth, like much smoother than my actual frame lock. And it's not as stiff in terms of feeling. What do you think on that?
I think that might just be the nature of having a subframe lock versus the whole TI scale and the way that is made. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not the engineer, so but I think that might just be it.
It is definitely a lot smoother to disengage, and I do feel it has a little bit less kind of less force to disengage. In terms of that, and that could also possibly attribute to why this is slightly smoother still, because it does have a little bit less force pushing or holding the blade. you know, when it's like this, because yours just, mine's like not. Of course, I could always adjust the pivot, but then I don't want to lose my blade centering. So,
well, I mean, once you put grease on it, I feel like it would get quite a bit better. So,
probably
we'll see.
Probably, but overall, both really awesome knives. The radius feel, and of course the mistake that Jeff has mentioned on the jimping really puts the 454 out in the forefront for me. This is a very comfortable feeling knife. You know, the pocket lip is very nicely sculpted and you know, comfortable. 452, you know, very nice. Feel like a nice slim design. And again, you know, with the flipper and everything, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be slipping up on the handle or onto the blade anytime soon, anyways. But a very clean looking, you know, satin finish blade with kind of a stone wash flats on here. But either way, you can't go wrong with either knife, but good luck finding the 454 for a decent price, that is. But for everybody else, there's always the 452. And I think there's a regular 452, isn't there? There's just a G10 version. I don't remember.
Really? Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't remember. I thought there was a G10 version, and then I know there's like the CF version, and then of course they have the, don't they have a small, they have a smaller titanium version, don't they? I don't quite remember anymore.
Oh, no, I think that's a different design.
Is that a different design?
Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, you know how ZT does it. They come out with a bunch of models, you know, that usually come out with like the uber collectible, you know, model, and then they come out with like a smaller one, right?
Something for everyone.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Remember like the Volt and the Volt 2 and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And what was the other one? The 777 and then the 770. Remember that? All the iterations of 770.
The 801.
The 801. That's right. So, anyways, either way, again, you guys can't go wrong with this design at all. It is a Sinkovic design, very beautifully designed. And if you guys want to carry a knife that is packs a very large blade into a very slim and smaller handle, this would be the knife for you. So, all right, Jeff, you got anything to add to that?
I think you basically covered everything, right? I mean, it's just a great overall knife, fun to play with.
Yeah.
It's a great cutting edge. I mean, like some of other ZT's knives, the bevel is very thick, so it's very difficult to do a lot of everyday tasks that you need for slicing or even cutting cardboard or fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. So the edge on this is very nice, great for slicing, so that's probably my biggest point.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that. So, I mean, and plus I mentioned before, they did manage to leave a little bit thickness on the tip too, just in case you didn't want a little bit of prying power. Although, looking at the tip, I would not pry with this at all.
Yeah.
It comes to a very, very wicked point, both of these do. And I have a feeling this will break off really easily if you're not careful. Like if you drop the tip down, like I dropped my paramilitary straight down on the ground and broke the tip off. And and I think that's a slightly thicker tip too on that one, possibly. If not about the same size. So this will definitely probably break off if you're not careful. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to add. They're very just nice knives. They're lightweight. They're easy to carry, and they just kind of disappear in your pocket. I'm probably thinking the 454 probably goes into your pocket a little bit easier because of the 3D sculpted clip. I mean, both are very strong clips. Not a fan of this clip at all, but it does have the screws that kind of stick up a little bit. So these
kind of hangs on. Right?
It does catch. I have tried putting it into my clipping it to my pocket, and it does hang occasionally when I try and get it. So if I don't get it just right, it's going to only come to where this is, and it won't go all the way up to the very top there. But of course, if you can get it to work, this is actually a lower carry than the 454. So something to keep in mind. Well, all right then. Well, I guess that's it. This has been our quick, well, not really quick, but comparison on the 454 versus the 0452 CF. Guys, any questions or comments for me or Jeff? You know, leave it down in the comments, or shoot us either a personal message or something. But, anyways, thank you all for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, have a safe one. Take care.